Hello, everybody. This is Nate, and welcome to the second issue of the Preuss Sports Podcast. And today's topic is the San Diego Padres, who have just come off of a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies in Denver, Colorado at Coors Field. So the first game, Shamania, he was disappointing. He gave up 3 runs in 3 2/3 innings, and the offense was a bit stagnant, only allowing 3 runs. And Juan Soto hit a solo home run. He crushed it, but they couldn't do anything in extra innings. And eventually, Adrian Maricon was hit by a walk-off hit, and the Rockies took game 1. Second game of the series, Yu Darvish went on the mound, went 6 innings strong, only allowing 1 run and striking out 8 batters. Then final game, Mike Clevenger he was disappointing. He was really disappointing. But what saved him was the offense, who hit 13 runs. And with Manny Machado and Brandon Drury going back-to-back homers, and Manny getting his 31st homer and his 100th RBI. So first game, we lost 3-4. Second game, we won 9-1. I mean, not 9-1, 9-3. And then the final game, we won 13-6. So a really strong series to come off of, especially against a team that we have struggled against this season. And now we are going up against our rival, our rival from the north, the LA Dodgers, who are going to come in for a 3-game series in 3 of the final 9 games in the final homestand for the San Diego Padres. So realistically, how I can see these series is going is that I don't think we're going to win this series. I don't think that, but I think that we can take at least one or 2, or maybe even 2, maybe even win the series. I don't know. But we have our magic number is 6. We win 6 of the next 9, or the Brewers lose a couple times, like the Brewers lose or the Padres win. That number lowers until it comes to 0, and we clinch a playoff. So that means that we clinch a playoff either way. Either way, if we lose the rest, we're still in the playoffs. And we have the Dodgers, then the White Sox, and then the Giants. Those are our last 3 opponents this season. And the Brewers, they have the Cardinals, they have the Marlins, and then the Diamondbacks. So any one of these 6 teams can play spoiler for both of us. And so the final 9 games start. So it's going to be 3 games against LA, 3 games against the White Sox, which at the end of one of those games on Sunday, they will have a concert from Los Tucanes de Tijuana. And the final homestand in the start of October 1st, October 2nd, will be against the San Francisco Giants. So our offense is starting to get hot. They're starting to get hot and are starting pitching too, besides Shamania and Mike Clevenger, who have been disappointing this month. Mike has been all right this entire year. Sean was doing really good at the start of the season, but ever since August and September, he's looked broken. He's been giving up a lot of runs. He gave up 7 runs, 8 runs, 9 runs, 8 runs again, and that he doesn't look like he'll stay here longer. He'll be here only for a year, and then after that, we probably might trade him or just let him go as a free agent. While Mike, we might keep Mike. Mike still Sunshine might still be here for a while, but that depends on how he wants his contract. Is he gonna want a contract that's club friendly, or does he want to get a lot of money and wants to get paid, but is he really deserving of that money? And then another player that has been terrible. Well, I won't say he was terrible, but he's kind of been polarizing as a player, is Trent Grisham, our center fielder, who's had great defense, really, really good defense, but terrible offense. But also it's kind of up and down with his offense, because he's got an 185 average, 185 batting average, a 289 OBP, but he makes up for 17 home runs and 53 RBIs. But in these last 30 games, in these 68 at bats, he's made up half of his 68 at bats have been strikeouts. 32 of 68 have been strikeouts, and only 7 have been hits, giving him an 103 batting average in these last 30 games. While Jose Azocar has been great. He's been one of our better offensive players. Even though he's been hitting at the 9 spot, he has been great. And then Josh Hader, he's looking like he's looking like he's coming back. He's looking like that old Josh Hader that always strikes at the side. So everything's looking like it's starting to come back for San Diego. And the Brewers, they will have a final homestand, another homestand, just like the Padres. 9 games at home, 2 against the Cardinals, 4 against Miami, and 3 against Arizona. So I see this. I think that we will make the playoffs. We definitely can make the playoffs. Definitely, I'm pretty confident in this team, and that the Brewers, they haven't been the best. They have not been playing like a playoff team. They haven't been playing like a playoff team these last few years. Not the last few years. These past few months, they have been constantly on the tail of San Diego and Philadelphia, on the Phillies and Padres, but they've never been able to really get there. They haven't been really able to get there in the wild card standings, and we have been fighting to at least stay within the playoffs these last few months. Constantly going through cold and hot streaks, but it's looking good that we're going hot into these last 9 games. And I think that best case scenario, we sweep the Dodgers, and then the Cardinals sweep the Brewers, and then Marlins take game 1. Which I think definitely that would be the best case scenario. That we win against the Dodgers and clinch our playoffs. That would be the best. But I think that realistically, we only get 1 out of 3 against the Dodgers, 2 from the White Sox, and then probably clinch playoffs in the series against the Giants. I think that's definitely how we're going to get the playoffs. I think that's how we realistically. Because I think that the Brewers will take 1 against the Cardinals. Maybe take 1. I don't think they might sweep. I don't think they will sweep the Cardinals, but I think that they might lose the series against Miami. Either that or they tie against Miami, and then the Diamondbacks can play spoiler. But we don't know. We don't know yet. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But also how this plays out, especially how the Phillies play out. It could depend. It could mean where we go into the playoffs. It could depend, because either we face, and also not to mention the NL East, which the which has been an absolute dogfight between the Braves and the Mets. And right now, the Braves, with 9 games left, they are a game and a half back. Both have clinched the postseason, but it's just up to who takes the division and who takes the number 1 wild card. And what it looks like is that we might play it's either going to be the Braves or the Cardinals in the postseason. I think the Mets might, I don't know. Maybe the Mets are going to Met, but the Mets have finally been able to get that postseason clinch since 2016, so that's been a 6-year playoff drought for New York. But we'll see. We'll see. I think that we'll definitely make the playoffs. Either final, like on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, but either that or maybe even final day. Maybe it might go to final day drama, but we'll see. All right, this is Nate. This has been the Sports Podcast for Preuss, and I'll see y'all later.